Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Terrell Henry, and this is my video reaction over climate change, the facts. So the video gets to talking about how it gets right into how climate change is something that scientists have always said that we will see in the future, and that is no longer the case. Climate change is something that is here now, and climate change is something that now we're seeing the effects of climate change. The video mentioned we are seeing a greater uh, greater floods, more heat waves. We're seeing just greater storms. We're seeing rises in our sea levels. So we're actually can no longer say that climate change is something that we will see in the climate change is something that we're going to see in the future, as we are already starting to feel the effects of climate change. And if we continue at the rate we are at right now, then scientists believe that this will lead to a devastating future in the next 100 to 200 of years for Earth if we continue at the rate we're at. The video then goes on to talk about how it believes that we are currently at the focal point of climate change, where we are at the point where we are going to determine how our future is. The video, they mean that once we we're at the point where if we continue to increase our climate changes, then we will have a devastating future. However, if we change our ways, then we could possibly still save our future and save this planet. And after that, the video also goes on to tell how, in just general, the world is getting hotter. And one of the main questions scientists are trying to answer is the world just naturally getting hotter, or are we the reason for the world being hotter? And actually, it is both reasons, as like the reasons it's natural is just because the output of the sun has increased, but the way we are doing it is from climate change, where we are putting out more carbon, and the more carbon we put out, it's going to increase our climate change, making the world hotter. And the way it does that is the carbon absorbs the heat radiation, and the heat radiation actually heats Earth's surface. And there are many of different reasons for why we are seeing the increase in climate change. And one of them is simply fossil fuels. As you know, us humans, we need energy to live, and we need heat, power, all those resources. But the way we're getting them is mostly through fossil fuels. And when we are using all these fossil fuels, we are burning these fossil fuels, which is emitting carbon into the atmosphere. And with carbon being emitting in the atmosphere, like I said, the carbon it heats the Earth's surface alone. Another way that we're also causing climate change is from our farming techniques. So our farming techniques have changed from the old ways, where now we're using higher machineries, which also could use the fossil fuels like I was talking about. But also in the video, it talked about how cows and sheep, they actually birth, whenever they burp, it puts out methane, and that's also bad for the environment, which is another reason for climate change. So overall, for us to have a healthy and successful future, we need to make a change starting today.